Happy Tuesday, college football fans. I'm your host, Pigskin Pete, and also happy Valentine's Day to everybody. So I'm sure you've all heard the news by now, especially all of you Georgia fans out there, the news about offensive coordinator TODD MONKEN leaving the Bulldogs staff to take the same position, offensive coordinator, for the Baltimore Ravens and Coach Harbaugh. Be interesting, forget about the Bulldogs situation for a second. Be interesting to see, though, exactly what Monken can do with somebody like Lamar Jackson in that offense. Because, well, we saw what he did with the pieces that he had at Georgia. Georgia, on paper, you look at the quarterback, you look at the wide receiver situation outside of the tight end and a couple running backs, nothing to really write home about. Not saying they were terrible. I'm just saying nothing to really write home about. And we saw they had one of the best offenses in the country. So it'd be interesting to see if Lamar Jackson gets his situation worked out, contractually with the Ravens and stays on the team, then it'll be fun to see what a guy like Monken can do with an offense like the Ravens and a guy like Lamar Jackson. Again, there's plenty of Georgia YouTubers out there who are going to go in depth about this Monken thing. And of course, instead of going out and searching for an outside guy, an offensive coordinator from somewhere else, they promoted Mike Bobo from within. So I'd be interested to hear from all of my Bulldog fan friends out there, there's a lot of them that watch this channel, exactly how do you feel about this? I'm assuming that you're not happy about Monken leaving because, well, for reasons I just stated, as far as the personnel on the team and how good they were offensively, that speaks volumes about Monken because, of course, Kirby Smart's a defensive guy, so we know this was Monken's offense. But you know a lot about Mike Bobo, a lot of history there. So I would be interested to hear, would you have rather them gone out and looked for somebody outside of the program, or are you happy and content with Mike Bobo being promoted to offensive coordinator? I'd be interested to hear that. But there's going to be plenty of Georgia YouTubers out there that give you all their information about this. And so I'm not going to do that. I just don't know the coaching staff at Georgia well enough to give an educated or intellectual opinion on it. All I do know is that Monken was a great coordinator, and I'm sure it's a loss for the Bulldogs. But I want to take this video here in a slightly different direction than what I normally would do while we're talking about coordinators, because I've been covering coordinator hires for the past month or so, starting with Clemson, then with Alabama, of course, now with Georgia, and then there's been some other ones too. So I've been keeping up with all that, but I want to switch gears for a second here. I don't make a lot of NFL news videos because, well, mainly this is just a college football channel, and I don't know the percentage. Way more than 50% of the viewers of this channel just don't care about the NFL, so why would I even waste my time talking about it? Well, today I am going to talk about it just a little bit, because it's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me, and it's a mystery to a lot of other people out there too. Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy, you all know who he is, offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been the offensive coordinator, I think, for 5 seasons now, 5 or 6. And before that, he was the running backs coach. He's been there since Andy Reid got there. Andy Reid put him on staff immediately, and he's done nothing but promote him. And of course, now he's got 2 Super Bowl rings as offensive coordinator. And I know that some people go, well, this is Andy Reid's offense, Pete. This isn't Eric Bieniemy's offense, Pete. And, oh, Pete, they got Patrick Mahomes, Pete. This is a generational guy. Of course it's going to make him look good, Pete. None of those things matter to me. And here's the reason why. Because, well, if he's been working with a generational quarterback for the past 5 seasons, then he knows what they look like. And he could maybe go out and get you one for your franchise, which is something the Carolina Panthers need desperately right now, is a generational quarterback. Also, if this is Andy Reid's offense, that's fine. That's even great. So what you're telling me is that Eric Bieniemy has been learning firsthand for the past 10 years under the best offensive mind in the NFL and Andy Reid? I'll take that too. It's really weird. Every single season goes by and every offseason goes by. And all these head coaching firing around the NFL. Eric Bieniemy interviews for 2, 3, 4, 5 head coaching jobs, it seems like, every single offseason. And nobody has yet to hire him for the position. Nobody needed a coach like Eric Bieniemy this offseason more than the Carolina Panthers did. Offensively, they are just completely abysmal. Abysmal. Quarterback situation's a mess. Wide receiver situation's a mess. Tight end situation's a mess. Offensive line situation's a mess. The whole damn thing is a mess. It'd be nice to get a guy in there from a multiple Super Bowl winning offense to come in there and fix that offense. Go out there, get him a couple good defensive coordinators, position coaches and whatnot, and let this thing roll. But David Tepper doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. I said that the minute they hired him. Just because you can go out there and you're a venture capitalist and you can steal millions of people's dollars for your own benefit, not even millions, billions, doesn't mean you know how to run a football franchise. And I have no faith in this David Tepper. None. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Less than zero. What does David Tepper do? You had Eric Bieniemy there for the taking after everyone else has swung and missed on this guy. He goes out and gets Frank Reich. Oh, Pete. Frank Reich, a legend in the NFL. Frank Reich was the quarterback's coach for Peyton Manning when he was with the Colts during his heyday, during his prime, Pete. Okay, that's cool. He's also been a position coach and even head coach on some absolutely terrible, awful teams. Most notably, the past 4 seasons, he's been the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts, who at least 3 of those 4 seasons have been terrible. Again. Also, Frank Reich, 61 years old. No spring chicken. This is not a long-term solution for the Panthers. The only reason they hired this guy, or one of the reasons is, David Tepper's out there singing his praises. Well, you know, he was the very first quarterback for the Carolina Panthers in their first inaugural season in 1995. Whoop-de-doo. How does that qualify you to be the head coach 30 years later? It's just silly. And the main reason I keep hearing from people about why Bieniemy is not landing a head coaching job somewhere, well, he must not interview well. Must not interview well? Turn on the film, bro. Interview well. He interviewed well enough for Andy Reid to get the job? Are you telling me that he's not good enough for David Tepper, but he is for the Chiefs organization? Get out of here. And I have no doubt in my mind either. No doubt that if Andy Reid came out tomorrow and said, it's been a great run, I'm retiring on top, which he's not going to do. He's not going to retire. But hypothetically, I'm retiring. What do you think the Chiefs would do? The Chiefs know what they got. They'd promote Bieniemy to head coach. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So if it's good enough for the Chiefs franchise, it's good enough for any of these other franchises out there that are looking for a coach. So I don't know. I guess I'm just ranting and raving because I'm pissed off that the Panthers are so inept. They're the new Cleveland Browns. What the Cleveland Browns have been for the past 20, 30 years, that's what they are now. That's what they are now. One of the worst teams, maybe the worst franchise in the league. And it's going to be a long time before they dig themselves out of that. Probably never, as long as David Tepper's the owner there. But anyway, enough ranting for one day. Again, all of you Georgia Bulldog fans, or maybe not even just the Bulldog fans, any college football fan, let me know what you think about this situation with Monken going to the Ravens and Mike Bobo becoming the new OC. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Your boy, checking out.